It's Monday. I woke up at 7 and launched the Kickstarter right away. Then a few minutes later, I activated the YouTube video, which I had set up yesterday. I haven't shared it anywhere else. It's been about 45 minutes. I'm in the middle of getting stuff ready for school and life and everything. And I was like, oh, let me look and see. I'm like, don't look because you're not going to have any backers. It's been 45 minutes. And, but I looked. And I have 4 backers in 45 minutes. So that felt good. Like, it's like, well, hopefully it succeeds. Hopefully it does amazing. But there's something nice about, like, I turned it on and several people were ready to go. So if you're one of those people, thank you. So it's coming up on 10 o'clock and I've been doing the social media thing the whole time. Made a little video for my Instagram stories and Facebook. I had some issues where I was editing it and accidentally did 3 different versions of the same video, which then I erased but stayed up on Facebook, so then I had to erase them there. I also had an issue with the custom link, the horrorrave4.com wasn't working, but I got that corrected. And I think I've shared to all the social media platforms I have at this point. Meanwhile, my supporters have crept up to, I think, 10 in 2 less than 3 hours, which is great. And some of them are big supporters. That 2 of them did the super fan pack or the fan pack. I forget how I labeled it, but so I'm maybe 40% of the way there already. Not quite half, but doing well. And of note, 4 backers did the starter pack, which is a print copy of issues 1, 2, and 3, which means they are first-time readers, first-time followers, first-time fans, which is great. Because I worried that I have not been growing my fan base, and that the only people that would support this were, longtime legacy fans that bought that book, years ago. So the fact that I have new people. I mean, I appreciate my old fans too, but the fact that new people are jumping on is heartening and encouraging, and gets me that much more revved up to start working on issue 4. I will say, this is the end of April, going into May. I anticipate, I'm not saying I won't look at issue 4, but I kind of don't plan on working on issue 4 until end of June, going into July. That's when I feel like I'd seriously get into 4. If I start sooner, great, but I got to get some prints done. I got 2 shows coming up. And a few other things going on. I got 4 commissions I got to do. Got to finish this Kickstarter. So that's kind of what I'm going to be focusing on for the next month or 2. And then after that, which would be towards the end of June, is when I might start seriously getting back into the horror for issue 4. Okay, it's coming up on 10:30. Still getting more backers on the Kickstarter, which is awesome. I'm working on this, and this is a 9x6 image of Godzilla. I'm doing a digital rough. I'm thinking I can also use this as potentially a print, or sell the original art. So there's that. I've posted everywhere I need to for social media, and now I'm in the phase of liking comments, responding to comments, inviting people to the page, etc. 1 o'clock, so I have just under an hour before I have to pick up the kid. I used part of my time to put in a Target order because we need groceries, so I'm gonna go there with the kid at some point today. I'm thinking of going to the Target over that way. I'm looking for a shredder figure, turtle shredder figure, because I have 4, but I need a 5th. The sad part of toy collecting lately, aside from the crazy price increases and all that, is that there's a lot of, oh, it's been a few years, here's a new, better version of the thing you already have. Has better joints, better paint, closer to the cartoon, whatever. And this shredder, that's exactly what it is. So if I get it, I'll be replacing the one on my cartoon turtle shelf. I'm a little tired. Yeah, today's a weird day. Today's a good day, but it's a weird day. And this whole week is weird because I thought it was a regular week where I was going to have that Disney date night Thursday. And now it's 3 days, and then we're going to Disney and staying there. And it's driving distance from us, but because of the child, we're going to get a hotel. And like I said, it's become like a family vacation. It's kind of a staycation, but not really. It's bizarre to me too, because this will be the 4th time I've been to Disney in like 2 years between Florida and here. And previously I had never gone before an adult. And then I went twice my entire life. And not at all before I was in my 30s. So, like, I went twice, 0 up until my 30s, then twice from my 30s into my 40s, and then now in my 40s, I've gone 4 more times in the last year or 2 years, which is, and, I guess that's normal for living in California, but it's not normal that part of that was Florida. But it's a Kickstarter day, and that's what I need to focus on. Except I'm going to Target. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I am all over the place, but I'm feeling okay. It's 2:15. been out doing stuff with the kid, went to the park, did other things. I'm about to take a break. I didn't have lunch and I was thirsty and we were going to the park. So I stopped at Carl's Jr., which I don't even know the last time I was at Carl's Jr. years. And I got a Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was like, you know what? I haven't had lunch. I'm going to get fries. That'll be my lunch. Not super healthy, but what are you going to do? And I gave her a few. I ate a few. And then I dropped the entire thing at the park. So I think I have some chips downstairs. I'm going to have some chips for lunch, which is similar, but not exactly the same. But meanwhile, the Kickstarter is rolling on. And I'm over the halfway point. A little more than halfway to the finish line of the initial funding goal. I think I have 14 backers, which is just under half of the people that signed up for notifications. So I'm feeling really happy with the support and the numbers. I sold a couple fan packs with certain things about who pledged at what level and stuff. Like I said, a few people pledged for the starter pack of getting the 3 first issues, which is like, oh, that's a new person that hasn't bought this before, presumably. And I have several people that have backed at the fan level, which is basically, oh, give me all the new comics, the different covers. So likelihood of a returning person, but also that includes a pin set and a print and a sticker. And so what that means is I'm definitely making pins and prints and stickers, because if there's things in a tier level or reward in a tier level that doesn't get backed, then I just don't need to make that thing. But maybe I make it if I want to, if I get enough extra money elsewhere. But like now I definitely have to make at least 3 prints, pin packs, and stickers. So I knew I'd probably have to do that, but now it's like, okay, well now it's worth putting a little bit more effort into those areas because I know it's going to happen, as opposed to like, well, I'll do it just in case it happens, So there's that. I'm feeling good. Dinner, put it in the oven for a pizza. I'm gonna take a quick pause, look at Kickstarter, which I haven't in a while. I know it's doing well, and maybe do another social media post now that it's the end of the day, which still feels like a lot considering I put one out in the morning, but like 2 for one day on the first day, that seems okay, I guess, right? Before I do that, I gotta buy some socks. I just did like 4 loads of laundry and I've got like 6 pairs of socks. Most of them are on the verge of having holes in them. And I'm like, oh, I don't have any socks. So that's what I'm gonna do. Creek down there, only because there's been so much rain. Oh, cool, beer can maybe. But usually there's not. And this had all been cleared. So I thought they were gonna build something here, do something, but it's all back like less than a year later. Some of it's trees, but a lot of it is just like weeds and underbrush and stuff, because it's across the street from houses in my neighborhood. It's just weird. I mean, I guess it's, at some point, there's a house in the middle of the wilderness, and at some point, there's no trees anywhere near an apartment building, and this is that middle area. And I've been in a middle area before, but not quite this percentage-wise, I guess. So I drafted this up. It's a simple email that I'm going to try to use for my mailing list. My mailing list had like 20 people on it years ago. So I just sent it to them, and like half of them bounced back. The other thing I always planned on doing was, what I do have is tons of business cards. I've got like 20 of them on my desk right now. I have more somewhere. And see if they have an email. If they do, I'm putting it up here, and then I'm ripping it and getting rid of it. Taking process, and I don't have a proper program like I talked about before. I'm just making a Word file. But I did read that with AOL Mail, which is what I'm primarily using, you could send 50 to 100 per email, and up to 500 a day before you get in trouble for it being spam. I'm like, well, I'm not even gonna come close to that, so I'll just do a bunch of these and send them and see what happens. If I get a couple hits, great, and if not, well, whatever, I wasted a little time. So Kickstarter is on day 2, and we did more than half of it on the first. So I'm running a Kickstarter to get money for the 3rd issue, and I got a little more than half of it yesterday. And it slowed down a bit today. I did some social media posts in the morning. I didn't do YouTube and TikTok. That's right. I didn't do YouTube and TikTok yet. I'll be doing those later. And meanwhile, LHQ with the kid, and I'm working. That's me. And I'm working on finishing this picture of Boots, which will be for a pin, maybe a sticker, but definitely a pin. But I know now that I will need to have this done. So one of my goals in campaign is to talk about it a lot more than I did the last 2, but not just, hey, it's still going, hey, it's still going. But I'd like to be able to go, hey, look, here's the art that I finished for the pin. Hey, here's this art for this. Here, oh, look, I got art from Kevin. So like there's a reason to show new things. And so I'm trying to get this done. I wanted to use this for TikTok to do a process video. If I can't finish it by the end of today, then I will grab maybe a page I worked on, but like because TikTok's a video-based, thing, and it's not like a vlog like this. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Making a quick dinner for the kid, a microwave meal and some leftovers. Today hasn't been too bad. I felt, in my independent play book time, when I was gonna get some stuff done, I felt not good, and I didn't get much done. Previous to that, though, we went to Vail HQ, and we played at the park, and I got a cup of coffee, and it was nice. And then I did manage to edit a video and do a little more social media. I'm bummed out because yesterday was really good for the Kickstarter and got to $400 and something, which is more than half. Today, I've had only one backer at 10:30 in the morning, and that's it. Now, I did do another social media blitz, same as I did yesterday. Different image, different wording, everything like that. But I shared it to all the groups, did all the normal social media early in the morning, seemingly to no avail. Well, maybe I got that one, maybe I didn't. The two things I didn't do was YouTube and TikTok. I put together an older Gazbot video, but I put a new bumper in the front, like, hey, by the way, in the present day, we got a Kickstarter, and I just put up a TikTok a minute ago. It wasn't the one I wanted to do, but I found an old picture of Boots and used that. So my hope was that I did a hard push yesterday and today, and that got me over the initial finish line, and then I'd rest a little bit, let everybody else rest a little bit, and then put a little thing out every couple days, once a week, whatever, to keep it fresh in people's minds. But I keep hearing within the first day or two, if you're not funded, or that's the big time to do it. So now I'm like probably unnecessarily nervous that I'm not funded yet. 7:45, day 2 of the Kickstarter. I did get a second backer today, so thank you. It's all fine. I'm just feeling a little bad for myself. You know, honestly, part of it is the whole thing, I've mentioned this before, but the whole thing of like, hey, here's issue 3. I'm a proud boy. Look what I made. I finished my book. It's the 3rd book of a series, and it's been years. Who cares? Get over yourself. You know, it's not an accomplishment. People put out books every day. But I still do plan on continuing to do 4 and 5, and it's, you know, it's mental illness. And I think probably a lot of creative fields are, I think, well, I'll speak for myself, but I know I'm not alone, and I think I'm in the majority, are this vacillation or oscillation between like, I'm great. What I do is impressive, and other people want to see it and tell me I'm good and give me money for it, and my thing will be the next big thing. And I am lazy and have no skill and no talent, and it's embarrassing that I put myself out there in this way, and no one cares. And those two things, that's, you know, the two wolves inside you, and whichever one you feed. But if you feed one, you become an egomaniac that's delusional, and if you feed the other, you become depressed and quit. So there's, you know, maybe a middle ground. It's not quite, okay, it falls apart. The metaphor falls apart a little bit. Oh boy, I got a lot of farts today. So I'm going for my walk, and thinking about tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's my last full day to do stuff. And I hadn't planned on doing a social media blitz. Maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll just do one post, like in the middle of the day. I know, but in the morning is the best time to do it, because I have that free time where I'm normally drawing, but I'll do that. And I didn't finish the drawing of Boots that I wanted to. I do want to still work on that to get that ready for the pin. I have art stuff. I have horror-related art stuff I could be working on. Not including issue 4, but just, you know, I will say it feels good to say issue 4. Just that coming out of my mouth is much better than issue 3 for so long. Yeah, I don't know. In the morning, I was doing a social media blitz again. I did it everywhere. I used Frankie B. Washington's line art as the main thing to promote. I did a TikTok video and everything else, and I used that TikTok video as a short on YouTube. And last night, when I woke up, 0 new backers. And as of now, 0 new backers. So, trying to keep moving forward, but, you know. Hey, what's up? It's me, Gazbot. It is Wednesday evening. Just finished dinner. It's been a big day with the kid. Went to the park, played outside. Just physically a lot. I did finish up some Kickstarter / horror artwork earlier. I'm not feeling horrible, but I'm feeling a little bad for myself. And again, it's one of those, like, I'm a privileged person with a good life and more opportunities than most. So, you know, who am I? But I'm just in the interest of honesty. I feel like, limitations notwithstanding of having a child and other things going on in my life, I've been really giving it my all with the art thing. Well, for a while, I'm not where I'd like to be, both in terms of my skill. I'm struggling to draw basic stuff still, you know. I do plan on going back to basics a little bit in between issues of the horror, but also with opportunities. I feel like I'm in this weird place where I'm somewhat known. I make some money. Other artists seem to know and respect me to some degree, at least. And yet, I don't get opportunities. And like, people don't get opportunities. And this is why it's sort of like, oh, woe is me. And I go back and forth with this because I see other artists in my vicinity, my sphere, that I see doing and being at the same place as I am and roughly the same level I am, or my perception at least, in terms of skill, in terms of success, in terms of all that sort of thing, that are getting job opportunities. And the thing is, I'm not talking about huge job opportunities, just like little fun ones that I would like, that I put feelers out occasionally and hear nothing back, or get like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we did a thing, or yeah, maybe, nothing comes of it. And I've talked about this before, but it's a quick succession thing where in the last month, let's say, I've seen 3 artists I know that I would equate to being roughly on my level, more or less, in most ways, getting like literal specific jobs that I either would want, think I'm qualified for, think, I somehow have a connection with the person they got the job with. And I'm like, what? Why can't I get this stuff? Like what? Am I not a good artist and people just don't want to tell me? Am I not friendly enough? Is it a right place, right time thing? And there is a certain amount of it that is a right place, right time thing. And here's the thing. I've struggled with this forever to varying degrees of, well, I'm not trying hard enough. I'm not a good artist. I'm not, and I wish well to all the people I see doing this, especially if they're colleagues or friends. But, and it used to bother me more. And I've gotten to the point where I came to terms with it, that it's like, well, someone else's success doesn't affect me. And if it's somebody that I like in any way, shape, or form, or even if I just feel neutral about them, hey, good for them. The things that are, the thing that's different, well, it's not different. The other thing is, I would realize that I'd think like I want this job or opportunity, and it's like, well, I've never proven I could do it, or I'm not qualified to do it. I'm either actually not qualified, or I'm unprovably qualified, and like, dress for the job you want. I should just start doing artwork that would work in these situations or prove that I could do it. And I feel like I've done that more and more, where I'm not expecting to get jobs that I haven't, like, at least on paper, proven that I could do. Even if I hadn't had that job or that opportunity, it's like, clearly if you look at my work, you can see that I could do it. That's part of it. But the other thing is, the reason I'm feeling especially down about it is because it's that thing of like, well, if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a writer, you want to be an artist, you want to be whatever, don't wait for these opportunities to come to you, because there is a lot of luck involved, and there's a lot of who you know, and there's a lot of just, the time of day and whatever that can make things happen or not happen. So just start doing your own thing. And I've really rededicated myself back to doing my own thing. And it's the day 3 of the Kickstarter. My first Kickstarter, now part of it is that there's years since my last one, and even though I've been putting out social media posts fairly consistently for years, I've never garnered a huge audience anywhere. And while I might pick up a new viewer here or there, I feel like I've lost a lot from like the early days somehow, and that's fine. I'm not like upset about that, but it's just a fact. And my first Kickstarter, I'm not counting the money, but I had something like 80 something backers. My second Kickstarter, I had something like 50 something backers. And this one, the first day I got 17 backers, and thank you. The second day I got 2 backers, and thank you. Day 3, right now, as of 7:45 p.m., 0 backers. And I definitely did better social media blasting the last 3 days than I did for either of those other 2 campaigns. I promoted them, but I've been like hitting all different social media and all different form factors, and trying with links, trying without links, trying a picture, trying a video, trying, all that stuff. And so I guess I'm feeling like today's not been a good day, because my personal passion project that, I'm not even really planning on making money on, but I'm like, well, just do your own thing and do it. I feel like that's not going well. And then the, more professional opportunities that I wish I was getting, I feel like they're not going well now. And again, it's all relative, and I might feel differently tomorrow, but this is just how I feel right now. And I'm having a hard time just drawing, just getting regular old drawings of my characters. And I was trying to draw Godzilla and just having a hard time with that too. So it's sort of like, I don't have the skill to do the art I think I should be able to do, or at least not easily, not without a huge struggle. I'm not doing well commercially, financially, and I'm not even doing well, like, personally, artistically.
And this is all a sliding scale. And I don't, I'm not looking for words of encouragement because I know there are people out there that like my artwork, like me, like even the Heart Rate 4. And like, but I'm just, it's just, I don't know, it's just not a good day today. I feel like it's several things that I grapple with and think about all the time, as do most of us, but they're all kind of hitting me at the same time. And it's that, one of those days where I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'd probably be happier if I was an artist. And I'm saying this while I'm doing a Kickstarter, so that makes perfect sense. But so anyway, that's I'm gonna play 4:30. I am online at the drive-through to Starbucks. I made a mistake. I did a mobile order and I should have done pickup because it's one of those things where the line is all the way out into the parking lot. Like I'm not even at Starbucks. I'm just in a line to get to Starbucks. Anyway, but I'm here instead of going to a coffee shop because we're going to Disney tonight. So I dropped the kid off at school. We're picking her up at 12 and we're getting ready for the trip. It's a local trip, but we still got to pack and get stuff ready, set up the cat feeders. And that's what I'm going to be doing this morning after the coffee. No backers at all yesterday. So far, none today. I did just do a self-pity video yesterday. I immediately felt a little better because Tech Advisor Azuki set up a link tree for me, which is something I'm like, I should do a link tree in my head for like a year. And she was like, oh, he needs a link tree, and just set it up for me. So that made me feel really good and supported. And I got the art for the painted cover from Kevin Schmidt for the Heart Rate 4 issue 3. And it's awesome. It's weird because at first I looked at it and like it took my mind a minute to calibrate to what I was seeing because it was my character, but not by me. And the only time I'd seen that before is people have done the horror. A few people have, actually no, once somebody did Boots, but all of them have this in common, that they were sort of comic book or cartoon style. This was an oil painting done in a realism style. So it's Boots, but like looks like a real person. And the tone and the color very much reminded me of a 90s Vertigo book, like where you'd read Hellblazer and it'd be like kind of scratchy inking inside and have a painted cover with like amber tones on the cover. And like, yes, I love it. It's great. It really made me happy. It made me, I don't know. I love it just because it's this cool transformative work of art of my character. So of course my ego is like, oh, that's great. I hope it'll be a popular cover when people see it. I hope people like it as much as I do. And it also reminds me how I sort of crave collaboration. I have a letterer and 2 people doing variant covers, which is the most collaboration I've had on a book in a million years, and I really like it. It's 6:30 Thursday, 0 Kickstarter backers today again. I did post the digital rough that Kevin Schmidt did, and I posted that everywhere. I didn't do a new TikTok and I didn't do a new YouTube, but everywhere else I posted. And I also set that link tree up everywhere. But I'm not feeling that upset, and I can't put my finger on it. There's just something happy about this place on Earth I'm at. It's you'd say it's like a magical kingdom or something? I don't know. The whole thing's made out of special cake. Hey, there's my chip. Yeah. Friday morning, Storytellers Cafe.
Neither can you. We need them from our pilots.
Yes, ma'am.
Engineer, move your stick to fly right.
Pilot on the left.
There's only one.
I see the tail moving. So in keeping with the not planned out-of-pocket nature of this, out-of-pocket literally too, with money, nature of this trip, today we're supposed to be checking out and we were gonna get breakfast and drive home, but things got switched around and we're staying another day. We do have to switch rooms, but we're staying in this hotel again. We're switching rooms, gonna go to California Adventure and then leave tomorrow morning after breakfast. So we've been having kind of a lazy morning, and we're all ready to go, well, I'm ready to go, the kid's ready to go. And I was feeling kind of antsy, so I'm gonna go get some coffee and a little breakfast myself while they do their thing in the room, which is fine, because I could use a little alone time and a little coffee. Meanwhile, the Kickstarter's still going. Okay, so I just tried to go into a little restaurant thing there, but that wasn't gonna work out. I was trying to avoid going to downtown Disney to get Starbucks breakfast because I wanted to get something a little bit Disney different, something. But I think for expediency and for my palate and requirements, Starbucks is just gonna be the easiest thing. Meanwhile, the Kickstarter is still going. I've been trying not to obsess over it, and it's been helpful being at Disney. But I think I've got 2 backers in the last 2 to 3 days. So I'm at like 22, 21 backers, something like that, which is not nothing. But I think if I had gotten like 4 or 5 backers every day, would feel better than like 18, 1, 2, 0, 1. Like there's just something about the inconsistency in the dry period. And again, we're only like 5 days in. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I'm losing track, I did a little social media sharing. Yesterday I had to do a thumbnail for Action Activate while here. I did that. I don't know if I'm gonna bother doing a social media share today or not. If time allows, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna prioritize it. Meanwhile, I'm about to go through security without a backpack, without my family, and this is gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Huh, what's this place? Is this a little cute place I could go to? I can't even tell. It looks like an eatery. All right, I'm gonna check. Oh, it's Asian food. That's not what I want for breakfast. Wow, people are getting like sushi or ramen or something for breakfast. Still gotta go to that Star Wars Trading Post, but that'll be tomorrow. So where was I? Oh yeah, feeling bad for myself. So, you know, we're at 500 something and I need 690 to fund. So I'm not, again, worried that it's gonna fund. But the other thing is, my letterer has been in touch with me about some of my revisions, and that's a more positive interaction. Again, like the collaboration feels nice. Wow, there's a huge glonk of people over there by something. What is that? I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that glonk. I feel like I'm doing a very shaky camera. I'm sorry about that. All right, I found a place that had breakfast burritos that weren't spicy and had no meat, which is exactly what I wanted. But they had no, they only had drip coffee, which A, I'm a bit of a snob for at this point, but B, it's my experience is usually not good when I get it from a place like this. There's a Starbucks over here, and there was a line over there. So I'm getting to Starbucks, go back, pick up the burrito, and then start walking back towards the hotel. Really nice lady at Starbucks, and I did have to wait a while, but she let me stay inside out of the rain, which she wasn't supposed to do. And she also moved my name up a little bit on the list. Then I picked up my burrito, but I don't really have time to sit and eat or drink, so I'm walking back to the hotel. So we have to be out of the room in a half hour, and we have to check with the front desk to see if we could drop our bags off. And we don't have enough hands to carry all the bags, so I gotta get a luggage cart. So I think I have to try to bring a luggage cart one-handed up to the room while I carry my coffee, and yeah. We went from being like, I'm sitting in the room, bored, ready to go, hungry, to, oh my gosh, hurry up and go, which I feel like is my life a lot. Bored and hurry up and go. It's coming up on 12 today. I'm making a video. It's coming up on 12 today. It's coming up on, okay, that's enough of that. It's coming up on 12. We haven't gone to the park yet. We're having a lazy morning, which is good. We got good sleep. Last night, we got no sleep. And we had to switch room. Oh no. Kiddo. Stop. Let me try to help. You see Captain America? Where?
In front of him. In front of.
For example, I'm Sharon, the artificial intelligence that keeps this place organized and running smoothly. Yes, Web has some.
I'm back home. Happy 4th. May the 4th be with you. Sunday, May the 4th. Yeah, it was a weird trip. It was a good trip. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. It ended up being this like long family trip with ups and downs, and we had fun, but it was expensive and tiring, and it's that weird thing of where like I'm kind of looking forward to Monday because it was nice, but I'm beat. And I know Monday I'll have a couple hours at least where I could relax. But I got a lot of stuff to do for the Kickstarter and an Etsy sale and a few other things. I just got a lot piled up. So it's always that thing of like, there's like a little bit of a calm after the fun, but before the work, and this is that calm right now. before the storm. Will it storm? I will say the weather has been awesome. It's kind of breezy and cool. The whole time we were there, it was like just cool enough, but I was never cold and I was never sweating. It was beautiful. It was like the best temperature for a trip to Disney, either Disney I've ever had. Yeah. What is it? It's March, April, May. End of April into May, I guess, is the time to go, at least in California. I'll tell you what, walking around without a 1,000-pound backpack and supervising a child and the chaos of Disney, it does feel like, wow, I'm like 20 pounds lighter and I'm super fast and I'm some kind of Captain America super soldier here, the way I could move. It's Monday. I need to work on things for the Kickstarter, and I need to work on, I got some lettering back that I need to make sure is okay and format for printing. I also need to, things like that. I had planned on staying home, getting a coffee maybe, and going home, because a lot of this is files that I have to download and this and that, but I'm like, I think I could do it on my iPad. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know what? I'm going to go to a coffee shop. It's weird. It's like I had a fun time, but it's just exhausting. It's not like, oh, what a nice break. It's like I'm more tired now than I was before we went to Disney. So I'm going to sit at the coffee shop, try to get some work done. If it gets to a point where I can't get any work done, well, then I'll go home. But I'm gonna have an avocado toast like a millennial, and I'm gonna have a latte like a me, and be basic and get some work done. And if I can't, then I'll go. All right, so I'm at the coffee shop. This is Kevin's art final, and it fit pretty well. Like his dimensions are correct, but the title's kind of covering up boots in an awkward way where it's making a tangent. I don't really like that. Also, there was a little bit of white on the edges. I just sampled some of the dark purple, which wasn't quite black, to fill those. They'll probably not even be printed, but just so it's there, excuse me. What I decided to do was change the logo slightly. So I made it smaller, and I darkened the A4 using a red from down here so it matched. And I darkened this using one of the orangey yellows here. I thought about changing the black and making it like that, but I'm going to keep the black. But I also added these two lines, again, using kind of a dark purple pull. I'll make sure that's okay with Kevin, because I don't want to adjust people's artwork, but I consider that part of the graphic design layout that I have going on, and I feel like it just frames it a little better with the logo and stuff on it. Meanwhile, I did share that everywhere. I was looking at the groups I share on Facebook. Apparently it's 79 groups, so I've been doing my due diligence. I need to do the TikTok and the YouTube, but I don't think I'm going to do it here because I don't have my microphone with me. So I'm going to be here a little bit, but I think I am going to go home and do some more work. I'm going to see if I can. Two other things I wanted to accomplish today, excuse me, were formatting the final 2 pins and the sticker, maybe even putting those orders in, and then going over the lettering. So I'm going to see if I can do that here, and if not, I'll leave sooner rather than later. 9:45. So I was here maybe an hour, and I was mostly the last dragon. I'm Sean Connery, in case it wasn't clear. Let me get in the car. I was mostly doing social media. Excuse me. I did format the Kevin Schmidt art to be the cover, as I showed you, and then I shared that around. I was having trouble with my email on my iPad. I got that fixed to look at the lettering and stuff, but I was like, oh, this is going to take a while and it's going to be hard to format, and I want to look at it in Photoshop. So I'm going home. I'm going to go home, take care of a few things that I probably should take care of, having, gotten home from vacation, and then try to get some more work done on my actual computer and actual Photoshop. And yeah. Okay, so this is the file for page 1 that I have in Photoshop with the previous lettering. One of the notes you made was that it might work better if he was bigger, but he is. And I was confused because then I brought in, that's a template layer. Then I brought in your file. Well, this is the, I'm not sure what form. One format is just this. When I bring in your, I guess that's the Photoshop maybe? Yeah, that's Photoshop, where it's sort of, the scale is a little weird. I'm not sure. There's 3 formats and they're all don't quite fit the page.